Hi guys, we're gonna do a reading tonight, so I'm very curious what I'm gonna get. I'm trying to be open minded. The Gabby Petito Brian Laundrie case has been, especially for us readers, probably one of the most challenging readings to be able to do. The twists and turns with this thing have been phenomenal and stuff. And so far where I'm at, I feel I've been right on a lot, the physical abuse, the physical assault, those things came up before the video was released with the cam and the cops and everything to the public. The strangulation popped up in the read. We got that and everything. But finding Brian Laundrie, I believe, has been one of the biggest challenges for us readers. Knowing the story, we picked up very easily, I kind of feel, with Gabby. But getting location, has been hard. But today, this is what's going on. Now, this is what's crazy. Okay, and this is why, I'm like, I'm just gonna sit with it. And the read we're gonna do today is that Brian's remains in the reserve. But okay, so about the last, it's pretty much 4 weeks. It's about a month. They've been searching that reserve, all that manpower, FBI, some of the best people probably in this country on it to find him. Found nothing. For whatever reason, Roberta and Chris, they say they want to help in the search. Today, go up there, and within about 30 minutes, they go to an area. And why? Okay, I'll get to it in a minute. I'm so excited about this. Within about 30 minutes, they find a backpack and notebook, and then later, after the water had receded, they're finding partial remains. But they found it. All of this manpower, millions of dollars spent. And there's a lot of people, different YouTubers that are talking about this right now too. That those that have been following the case and are tracking every little bit of it and everything. It's like this whole time, okay, FBI, the police, they had the best equipment riding around in those things and stuff. They had the airplanes flying overhead, but the laundries, they're like, they go to a certain area and they find his stuff. Okay, how? And so this only raises a lot of red flags for people. Okay, this makes it even more crazy, the story, how they can do that. Okay, which definitely, this is where I'm at. When I was sitting there just completely blown. It's like my head's blown like this. And a spirit kind of whispers in my ear, with the case, why didn't the Laundries tell about that specific area of the reserve early in the game? Because it doesn't look like they did. Because then, officers and everybody would have possibly went into that area and everything, which leads me to believe that maybe he's been in the reserve all along. Maybe he was, unless he's out of there, unless this is a whole ploy. And I'll find out with the cards. I'm going to look at the cards and we'll just kind of see what they have to say. But it's like they must have had some communication or something going on. Okay, because even I believe it was yesterday, they went into the AT&T store for some reason. Okay, so maybe it was to pay their phone bill. Maybe it was. But it's kind of funny. One of the trips they made was to go pay a phone bill or get something for a phone or something. But they're in a cell phone store. Okay, so that's what I kind of feel like, is that they may have lost communication, and that's why they said, hey, and then the reserve was open the day before. So did somebody maybe slip in there or something? It's very suspect. So let's look, let's pull a few cards from here first and see if there's anything. I still feel a cover up with the Laundries, okay? And there might be a few people that changed minds. But a lot of people have not. I did a poll in the group, and a lot of people feel some dirty laundry stuff going on in here. And a lot of people are not convinced that's necessarily his remains. But, and you got to understand something. There's something going on here in the sense that over these searches that they've done, because they've done other ones on the Appalachian Trail, so far through searches, they found like 5 dead bodies. Okay, so this could be a homeless person. It's a possibility. We're just going to see what's going on. But we're going to ask the question, is that his remains? You know, and if it is, it is, and then we'll just kind of see it revealed. But it's very unusual. How do they find it so quickly, guys? Within 30 minutes is what I read. They were there for a very little amount of time. They went right to a spot that they claim that's where he likes to go. Why didn't they tell about this spot before? Okay, could have saved millions of dollars, right? Because he might have been camped out right there the whole time. Okay. I don't trust the Laundries. Chris and Roberta, oh, you have blood on your hands. Okay. Let's see what we get. But yeah, this has been a tough one for us to read. Us tarot readers. I've watched a few people read on YouTube and things like that and everything. And it just, you know, even in the groups on Facebook, I'm in one of them, you know, people have all kind of speculations. You know, and really what people are doing in those groups is using intuition. You know, everybody has an intuition. We're all trying to figure it out. So, it's interesting to try. Let's see what we've got. Well, interesting. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay, we know that. Now, let's wonder. No, it can't be it. Hold on. Some of these might be for later, but I wonder. I do get something with the house. Like at the Laundrie house, there may be some kind of connection or evidence that they have up in there. I know they've been in there and they've collected evidence before, things of Brian's and so forth, but I feel there's something in there that some kind of way of connecting. I do get the go to jail card. So it makes me feel, I mean, they've got to feel like, how did the Laundries know where to go? And there's some stuff there that, you know, like I did my other prior read, a cover-up. But this is a very interesting card that I pulled. Truth comes out. So that's interesting. Finally, the truth is going to come out. I also get the card Someone Knows. So that makes me feel there is someone else, maybe it's Cassie, someone else knows something. He was found in the forest. Maybe we're going to find out. And then, of course, the reward. A lot of people are that. Who gets the reward if that is his remains? Of course, I think he has to be found and apprehended and brought to justice, I think is how they do that. So there might be another person that knows something. It makes me feel maybe there's someone else in the family, because they do have other family members and things like that. But I feel like there's something in the house that connects, when I look at that, some kind of evidence that connects him, that they've had communication with them. I have never felt that these guys lost all contact. I don't think he would want to do that, because think about it, he would need their help. You know, if he's going to be out on the lam and everything, he's going to need their help in some way. You know, there's something there and stuff. And they've gone to Walmart. Maybe they wired money. You know, there's various things they could do. Or they gave him a lot of cash and various things. But there's something, you know, definitely them finding him, you know, his stuff. Let's just say his stuff. We still don't know if the remains are his, but I'm going to read that. Is very, very suspect how they could do that. and stuff after all the searches. And I know they said water receded, this, that. Okay, but they could still lead them. Where I looked, when they showed a video, I was watching a video of Chris Laundrie. He kind of went into a brush. So it may not be that the backpack and everything was found underwater itself, but they said the remains were. That the remains had been submerged and everything. So let's get to it. Let's look at the tarot. Yeah. Straighten this out a little bit for you guys. There we go. And let's just see what the cards have to say. If they are. Really want to focus on this one. Okay. Actually, we're going to cut it right there. Okay, let's see what the very first card is. The Prince of Wands. This makes me feel the officers and the FBI. And see how they're writing. He's writing something. Think of them going in there writing all that equipment. To be able to try to find Brian Laundrie. So this really makes me feel representative of them. They're gung-ho, ready to find him and everything like that. Just like when they're driving those, whatever kind of equipment, big things, monster things they were on, flying airplanes and everything overhead. That makes me feel the energy that they put forward to be able to do this. That has just been very aggressive. And there's still a lot of secrets going on with the High Priestess here. Lots of things are still in the dark, but we did get the truth will come out card. Okay, so that's what we're hoping for and things like that. Let's look a little bit more. And we've got the Two of Wands energy, the Dominion card. You know, this makes me feel they were at the fork in the road here. That they wanted this to stop. Okay, something in them was like, you know, with these protesters outside, we could continue being quiet. Or maybe we should just get out there and point to where he is. Maybe they got frustrated. And I look at the Knight of Cups. That makes me feel how they feel about Brian. You know, they don't see him as a killer. They see him as their son and everything like that. And I feel like, you know, this was their way, you know, of trying to help him, of course. You know, that's what they're trying to do. But change came. We did have the change card last time. This is a major change in the case with what is happening. So let's look. Wow. So this is interesting. I get two cards. I get the gain card. Okay, the one thing is we found some, or they did, found some evidence and everything. That's a plus. Okay, so we know a little something that we didn't know. But I do get that failure card. And I feel the failure card is really, and I hate to say it, I know law enforcement has been working hard and they're doing their best. But really, that whole thing, I feel, has been mishandled because of listening to the Laundries. Okay, there was too much listening to them. You know, they should have tapped their phones or something. I don't know. And stuff. And then we've got the universe. We're in a new cycle with the Laundrie case now. We're entering a new cycle. A new day is upon us. And so forth. And let's go ahead and look a little bit more. And we got that devil card. The devil shows up a lot. Okay, and one of the things we know, the devil is a liar. But the devil shows up a lot. And then just the whole wicked act and everything like that. Four of Cups, that is the one with the man pushing away the cup. They have been ignoring and ignoring for so long. And they did everything, you know, to give very little, okay? Very little to the police. But we've got that Three of Cups card that can be a celebration card. One of the things finding him would be a reason to celebrate. But let's go ahead and go. We got that Lust card last time. Definitely that lust for power. And we've got that Fool card. I feel that is Brian when he went on his journey and so forth, when he went in the journey. But we do got that Ruin card, and that's what I was looking for. Okay, so that's what I was looking for. And the Ten of Swords, that could be a death. That could also be a very brutal death. For me and a missing person, seeing that in the environment, definitely there's someone dead, right? And I do pull the Six of Cups. That can point to children or childhood. So I actually do feel those remains, maybe Brian Laundrie's here. And we got the Death card. We got the Death card. That is in the hopes and fears. I look at that being in the hopes and fears. That actually fits perfect. Because some people hope it's him and just want it over with. And some people fear it's him and wish he was alive and could be brought to justice. I don't want to end the story yet. I want to see him brought in alive. I want to know what happened. I want to know the story. A notebook was found. Maybe the story will be in there. And then we've got the Nine of Wands. That is a strength card, but I talked to you guys about it before. The Nine of Wands is the man who stands up there with a wall and does not let anybody in. And that's the Laundries, the one who just tries to block everything. They're probably still not going to say anything to the public. And a matter of fact, they're going to avoid it if they ever can. These don't feel like the type of people that would get on camera and tell a story ever. You know how some people, like, maybe years later, I'll tell a story. It's a possibility money could talk. It's a possibility money could talk a few years later, and then they tell a story. But they're very private, very shut down, and they really hate the media, is from what I could tell. I feel like they hate the media, they hate the people, they hate the protesters. Looking at the Ten of Swords next to the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups can be my children, childhood, also something with the past. I can see that next to the Ruin card. It's looking like maybe those partial remains are his. Okay, also with the Death card and the Hope and Fear is such a funky one, because that really is everyone's attitude. That really is everyone's attitude. As far as that, some people hope it's him and just want it over with. Unfortunately, it would leave a lot of unanswered questions. So that's why for some people it's a fear. If he's gone, we'll never know some things and stuff like that. And that's the hard part. So that the Death card being in the hopes and fears position is incredibly appropriate. Is an incredibly appropriate thing. It's looking with that Ruin card, and that was one of the cards I was looking for. It's looking like that's him, which actually I'm surprised, because I was like, maybe they found a homeless person's bones or something like that, and everything like that. So that's looking like that's him, especially with the Death card also popping up in there and everything like that. But looking at it next to the Six of Cups really tells it to me. And there was something I want to look at. Sun and I can't remember which card this is in. I know it's the Sun and something. I can't remember, but this card is just so wicked. This card is so wicked and stuff. As a matter of fact, the Six of Cups is a Scorpio card. Sun and Scorpio card is what it is. So, yeah, and we're about going to the month of Scorpio. Yeah, Six of Cups is connected to the Sun in Scorpio. Okay, so, and then a full moon on top of it. All this happens on the full moon. Full moon in Aries. Everything. It looks like it's him. So, we'll go ahead and see what happens, whenever they get those remains identified and stuff. This is going to be a real sad close to a chapter. Sort of. I mean, I always feel like this story is going to go on for a while. I feel like this is one of those they're going to talk about a long time. It's going to bring a lot of awareness to domestic violence. I feel the Petitos getting the a foundation going to help with things like missing persons, domestic violence, and things like that will be very good for them. That's going to help them. Just like sometimes being active on something helps people with their grieving process and their pain, to be able to help other people in some way, help other families who were going through the same process. They seem like real good people, the whole family. They seem like really good people. They've been through so much. I just can't imagine going through something like this. But yeah, that's what it's looking like. That's what it's looking like. And in a way, I kind of, when I look at it, I almost, it would be gut kind of good if it stops there. But I'm telling you, I feel, my friend, let me just draw a few. I feel swiftness. I feel like these, yeah, I've got that Seven of Swords and the Swiftness card. Seven of Swords is kind of like the sneaky, plant evidence, betrayal type of card and everything like that. I still feel the Laundries, they could be held accountable. I did get that go to jail. I feel like they're gonna look to them, and they may hold them accountable to some things. They may hold them to the fire. A lot of people feel they, because this is, if they, why didn't you tell about that spot before? Why all of a sudden a month later, oh, we want to go look for him, and they find all this. This is insane, people. All of a sudden, and within 30 minutes, they find his backpack and his notebook. That that is that there's does that smells funny. That smells funny. And immediately when I saw that and everything, I went, something's going on. They knew, and we've always all felt we knew, or they knew where he was. They were the key holders to this and everything. And it's just, I really hope with that Seven of Swords and everything. And I feel they cleaned out that van before it went back. Okay, because that was in another one of my reads. The thrown away evidence cards came up. But I would like to see them held to the fire for this and stuff. And even covering for him really, when you think about it, may have cost him his life here, because it's looking like that's him. Okay, instead of, trying to find him, tell him where he is right away, he might have, it'd be better just to put him in jail than have him die out there somewhere, right? Then he could be brought to justice, answers, but he'd be alive. Wouldn't that be better than your son is dead? It's very, it's kind of very sad. The whole thing is very sad and stuff. I hope you enjoy my read. We'll go ahead and see how it goes over the next few days.